action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. We're at Pepsi Center in downtown Denver. Tonight, it's the Denver Nuggets taking on the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets control the opening tip. Jay Williams, kid from Jersey, rooted for the Nets growing up. And where do you live now?
Brooklyn. Of course, I'm following my favorite team, and these comments are probably going to sound biased because they are. But Brooklyn is a completely different place. Only 5 minutes outside Manhattan. It almost feels like a suburb of the city. And the fact that it's culturally relevant, it just feels like Brooklyn is the new place to be.
And that's going to get out of bounds. So it stays Denver basketball. Jokic to Millsap. And scores. Strong take.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
He takes it right at them and scores. You have to fill in there.
It can only be one of two things here. One, the defender ran out of gas. Or two, this dude is just unstoppable.
Miles Bridges. Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way.
I'm hearing some boos from the crowd. They know just like I know you're not getting back on D.
Counted, and the foul. He is going to the line for a free throw.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Free throw good to finish off the three-point play. The lead is up to 5. Murray with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. He was hacked. They let it go. To Miles Bridges. Nothing going here on that drive. Goes to the right side. His first effort off the mark.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
He gets it.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Murray into the front court. They trail by 7. DeAndre Jordan with the block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Goes reverse to lay it in.
Ooh, I'm not sure if he's part of the Jelly fam or not, but this young player knows how to adjust mid-flight, and he finished that shot with some crazy English.
Now a whistle and a timeout for Denver as they'll talk things over here in the first quarter.
Get back, get back, get back. Everybody clap your hands.
To Jokic. Cashes in for 2.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Number 14, Gary Harris.
That's toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
Here comes the screen.
Screen right, screen right, screen right.
Yes, and And a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Nikola Jokic trying to cash in on the three-point play. A career 83% free throw shooter. Free throw up and good as he finishes off the three-point play. The lead is down to 6. Brooklyn with the basketball. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
Showing you why he belongs here in this league with the best of the best. Efficient scoring out of the rookie here tonight.
J46 wins, not good enough for Denver.
They could have been a play. Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Paul Millsap, 2 for 3 now here in the first.
Let me tell you something that nobody will ever talk about. Did you see him slow down right before he was about to go up? That slow change of speed, that slight change was just enough to throw the defender off.
Shifting gears, here comes some substitutions. The free throw good as he completes the three-point play, and the lead is up to 9. Denver's got it. Slam dunk, Will Barton.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Nothing going here on that drive. The shot almost to Will Barton. Kevin Durant tips it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Lays it up and in.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Barton into the front court. 9-point margin. Full throttle right to the basket for the deuce.
It's so difficult to block a guy like that with that kind of athleticism and length. Your timing almost has to be perfect, but pretty much there's no stopping him when he's around the rim.
To Jordan. Durant. Has a look. Durant with a shot that misses.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning the ankle on that landing.
To Jordan. Durant. Kevin Durant missed his first. That one goes. Kevin Durant, dynamic once again.
And giving it to you any way you want it. On the block, from the perimeter, mouse in the house, whatever the scenario is, Kevin Durant has an answer.
They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
To Durant. Another chance. And the basket good at the rim.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Martin into the front court. His team down 9. Nikola Jokic, he's never made the playoffs, but upon further review, he is a special center.
Got that 5-year extension for $146 million, and I'm willing to say this. He will be one of the future centers in the game.
To Durant. Kevin Durant, 2 of 4 now.
As a player, there's nothing better than coming out in the first quarter and playing exactly the same way you played the last couple of days of practice. You're moving the ball, you're capitalizing on mistakes, and you really built a nice lead.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Nuggets with the basketball. Mitchell Robinson swats it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Martin into the front court. His guys trail by 13. Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way. Stuffs it down with authority.
Woo! This rookie is a high flyer. He brings that kind of pro-am vibe to the NBA, and it's fun to watch.
Martin into the front court. Trailing by 15. Here comes the screen to Millsap. Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. Kevin Durant. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
I don't think anyone saw this one coming, but it looks like they're trying to send a message. Look into their eyes. They're laser focused. They're playing as if this game is tied.
To Jokic. And the rebound by KD. Tough make through traffic.
Welcome to the league, young fella. But just because you got a bucket doesn't mean that you don't have to do your rookie chores after the game.
Terrific vision. He throws it down.
Finally something goes their way. I don't think I need to tell you, but this has been a disaster of the first quarter. They just need somebody to get hot, and then they need to come together as a team and get a few stops.
And that one out of bounds off a net. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor.
31, Jared Allen. Subbing in for the Denver Nuggets, number 24, Mason Plumlee.
Cleans it up. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up. Gary Harris at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 80% at the line. And hits the first free throw. And gets both to drop at the line. Whoa, gets to the rim and they'll count the basket. 2 steps or 5 steps. I don't know, Jay. It looked good.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Throws it down. Jay, perhaps that's a start.
Those kind of plays get me fired up. That's a momentum play. They looked lifeless here in the first quarter, but a dunk like that can get your team going in the right direction.
Got him. Good trap.
From the painted area, won't go down.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jarring is only going to escalate.
First quarter's complete. It's been all net so far. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Nuggets have the possession. Surveys the floor to Will Barton. Down to 5 on the 24. Trying to cash in. Working hard on the glass. A lot of contact. No whistle.
And you hate to say this, but this
Go time.
Into the game.
Jay, 28 wins a year ago for the Nets, but a couple of individuals, they shined in their playing time.
8 wins better than the year before. And think about Jared Allen for this team. He is a new age 5, has the versatility and the speed to run the court. And then you think about a guy like Spencer Dinwiddie, who actually got drafted in the 2nd round and actually gambled on himself, had a horrific knee injury. To see the kind of minutes due to the injuries that he played and the level that he played at, Ed, this team is on their way.
Shot from the lane won't go. Stuffs it down with authority. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Knocked loose. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Off the mark. Stuffs it down with authority.
That's called a grown man play, Ed. Someone's trying to get featured on SportsCenter tonight.
Murray with it. His guys down big. Mitchell Robinson. Huge block. And that one out of bounds off a net. Barton to Miles Bridges. Down to 5 on the 24. Has a chance. Wide open look, won't go.
I don't know why he rushed that shot. He was wide open. Take your...
Stuffs it down with authority. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Short jumper off the mark. He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Watch this screen.
No, I missed a short one there. Slam dunk. This is becoming a runaway.
They're getting to the rim at will, probably because we're watching Matador defense. You probably want to get in the way of your defender if they keep trying to attack the rim.
Murray into the front court. Down a bundle. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Knocked loose. Nuggets reclaim it. And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Murray with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Down low Plumlee. Can't connect.
Show me something better than that, baby. It's game time.
To Dinwiddie. From the outside. And a putback slam.
I don't know if it was so much the bounce or the vertical. I think it was more so the reach. That's what happens when you have a 7+ wingspan.
Denver ball right now to Miles Bridges. probing the defense. Won't go.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
To Dinwiddie. And count the basket inside.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Jared Allen able to recover with the block.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
It's Brooklyn's ball. To Dinwiddie. Fires the 3. Rebound reeled in by the Nuggets. Barton. No good and no foul. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Will Barton at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. For his career, 79% at the line. Missed the foul shot. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Nuggets have the possession.
Match up. Wait on it.
To Will Barton. From long range. And he knocks it down, Jay.
I hope everyone here knows the golden rule. Guys, remember, sharing is caring.
Leaves his man in the dust and finishes at the rim. Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. Knocks it down. Off the step back.
Get your money, man.
Flushes it home. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Time for the Rose Report at halftime, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. These are the guys getting buckets for the Brooklyn Nets. The Nuggets have got themselves in a bad situation that seems likely to only get worse.
At this point, it's all about pride and mental toughness. A comeback is not impossible, but it's also not likely.
These are the guys getting buckets for the Denver Nuggets.
Game track. Defense.
The Brooklyn Nets
are exhibiting some great defense. They're refusing to let shooters get comfortable and showing great anticipation in the passing lanes.
Player of the half.
I like this choice because he really put on a show in the opening half. There's a reason he's a fan favorite. top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
It's Denver's ball. Has a look. Knocks it down from mid-range. To Durant.
I like this double team right now. Don't let him split. Don't let him split.
Oh, pass stolen by the Nuggets.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Count the basket at the rim.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size. But in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
To Durant. Fires the three, and Kevin Durant unguardable. Hand in his face, he still hits the three.
He's a modern-day big that plays like a 6'2 guard. Scary.
Knocked loose, and that's going to get out of bounds. It remains Nuggets basketball. Nothing going here on that drive. To Miles Bridges. Down low, Jokic. Oh, Nikola Jokic. Looking good. 4 for 5.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
To Durant. Nothing going here on that drive. To Durant. 4-3. And Kevin Durant, all in one motion, hits it off the catch and shoot.
You can forget about it when he uses that 7'5" wingspan to attack the bucket.
Murray into the front court. Looking to make something happen. They go to Jokic, down low. And they call the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Nikola Jokic. He's got 2 shots coming. He's perfect from the line so far. First free throw is good. Able to convert on both free throws. To Jordan. To Durant. Shot clock is coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Rebound taken in by the Nuggets. Miles Bridges to Millsap. And count the basket.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in a zone by himself.
And he finishes at the rim.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Here's a chance from long range, and the rebound belongs to Denver. Knocked loose. They love this hustle. Oh, Millsap. He's now 5 for 6.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
To Durant. Curling inside. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
I got him. I got ball. I got ball.
Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way. And throws it down.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. To Durant. Count the basket inside.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Stuffs it down with authority. Where did that come from?
It's like he got in an elevator and went to floor 8. And Ed, I have to say something, okay? 6'3", 6 feet, 5'11", those aren't small guys. In the big scheme of things, they're pretty tall compared to the average person in public.
I feel like you're speaking from experience.
Everyday experience, my friend. Every day.
I got ball. I got ball. I got ball. I got ball. Yep.
Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way.
Yo, clear out.
Big finish at the rim. Now the Nuggets signaling for timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter.
Considered a luxury box for your next group event. Availability is limited, so you must act now.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Kevin Durant rejects it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
To Durant. Lets it fly from long range. Had made his first couple, but he misses there. Driving right to the basket.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Short jumper stays out.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Free throw up and good. It's a three-point play, but a rare spot as they continue to trail big. Durant to Dinwiddie. Here comes the screen. And now what?
We got this. Let's go.
Into the game for the Nuggets. Number 14, Gary Harris.
I got him.
They'll get it to Durant. Ah, the monster stuff. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And ooh, I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on the defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is, though.
Me neither. Murray with it. Down a bundle. That's out. Last touch by Jamal Murray.
I got ball. You're up.
Down low Durant. The pass set it all up.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Gary Harris, tough matchup against Durant. Gets a shot up, off the mark.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
To Durant. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
To Millsap. Mitchell Robinson snatching it out of the air.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
To Durant. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Kevin Durant trying to cash in on the 3-point play. Career 88% from the line. Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Denver's got it.
I got him. Here we go.
Jamal Murray gets a look. Can't hit.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter, but the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
Murray into the front court. His guys down big. Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way.
That's all she wrote. Dribble it out.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
This is where I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
To Millsap. It's a turnover as they head the other way.
You better get back on D. This thing is not over.
Durant. Jumper's good.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Easy path to the rim.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Oh, emphatic slam.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
That's a turnover. It goes the other way. Stuffs it down with authority.
Get up here, right back to you.
Desperation shot here from half court. It's the Nets who are victorious as they win this one in blowout fashion. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up.
This team did everything they could do to secure the win. Great job by both the players and the coaching staff.
Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Brooklyn Nets. Really lost big in this matchup, and you can tell it was tough on them.
And it's games like this where veteran players can be so important. They've been through these types of blowouts, and they know what it takes to keep a locker room united.
Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Denver Nuggets.
Game track. Defense. Player of the game.
The highlight says it all. He's your player of the game.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. Top plays, and we've got 3 of them for you.
Number 2. Number 1.
Here's a view of games for the Denver Nuggets. That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.
Hey guys, for Complex News, I'm Natasha Martinez. The One made his much-anticipated NBA debut last night, and fans were expecting a lot, but for good reason. There's been high expectations since he stepped onto the basketball scene, and his experience playing across the globe has helped prepare him for this new journey in the league. Everyone is waiting to see what happens next. That's all for now, but keep it locked here for all the latest. For Complex News, I'm Natasha Martinez.